Brenner, alongside me, I'm delighted to have two great British champions. Barry McGuigan, former featherweight champion of the world, joins us tonight. And we've got Jim McDonnell, the former undefeated European featherweight champion, on my right. And we, believe me, are looking forward to what should be some cracking fights. Live, uninterrupted, no delay. The big one, Ben against Eubank, coming up a little later. Right now, Errol Christie against Michael Watson, first up. The cheers that you can hear for Terry Marsh,
and ladies and gentlemen,
who was just vaulted into the ring to huge cheers and vaulted out again to even bigger cheers. Christie and Watson, as I say, the first one up. And Michael Watson scheduled to be the first man in the ring. Oh, I tell you, it's all go here tonight. The stars are out. And indeed, it is Michael Watson first out. A man who has been not the busiest of fighters of late. Beat, of course, Nigel Benn, the only man to beat him. That epic at Finsbury Park last year. Had one fight since against Mike McCallum for the world title, which we saw on Screen Sport live, ended in Michael getting knocked out in 11 rounds. So, you can't exactly say he's on the comeback trail tonight, because the man really has fought at the highest level and proved he's got what it takes. If he's the only man to beat Nigel Benn, credentials enough. Up against him, Errol Christie, the nearly man of British boxing, the finest amateur that British boxing has ever produced. The only man to win junior, schools, boys clubs and senior titles. Michael Watson, as we all know, huge Arsenal fan, will have been delighted by what happened yesterday. And a man, I'm sure, who will be keeping a very close eye on the next fight we've got. There we go. The Arsenal gun on his dressing gown. And the music booms out for Errol Christie. I guess, Barry, that for Errol Christie tonight, if he loses, it's difficult to see where he can go after this.
Yeah, this is an all-or-nothing fight for Errol Christie. Yeah, we've seen him beaten in the past at the top level, and really this is a very difficult fight for him indeed. But to be honest, if he can't beat Watson, I don't think he's going anywhere. He's got to decide on whether or not he should take up another profession. I really think that this is his last chance tonight, and let's not take anything away from him. He's really been a tremendous fighter in the past. I just think his punch resistance has gone, and I think Watson will win this fight.
Well, there we go, Errol Christie. Been around, hasn't he? But of those 6 defeats, some of them are against boys that he really shouldn't have had any trouble with at all. Thunderous soundtrack to Errol Christie coming out. In he gets. You can have a word with Jimmy Mack about Mike Watson. We saw him, you and I, get knocked out by Mike McCallum. Just 2 fights in the last 18 months or so, not exactly putting himself about a bit.
Introducing in the red corner with the white and the red striped shorts from Islington in London, Michael Watson. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner with the white shorts from Coventry, Errol Christie.
Errol Christie. The boos and the cheers.
And it's been weighing at noon today. Michael Watson scaled 11 stone 8 pounds. Errol Christie 11 stone 9 pounds. Your referee
just a pound in it. Both the boys over the championship weight limit, but only by a couple of pounds. John Coyle, the man in charge. We're scheduled for 10 rounds. Round 1 then. Gal, you're getting a few problems hearing Jim McDonnell. Never mind, we'll fix that. Barry and I will talk you through round 1.
This is going to be an exciting fight. Errol Christie is very talented. All his moves are very good. His punches are tremendous, and I believe he's been looking really good in the gym against Chris Eubanks in sparring. But the problem is,
right hand.
This is what I said.
Opening seconds.
His ability to take a punch has gone, and I don't believe he's going to get through the first round. Just as I thought.
Well, he got up at 8. John Coyle perhaps should have made him box on. Crisp right hand. Watson means business. Christie trying to get the jab working.
He's got some lovely moves. He rolls in and out of punch as well, but he doesn't take a good shot anymore. His problem has always been the ability to take a shot, and now his resistance has gone completely. And you know, Watson is in with a real chance of ending this in the first round.
And Christie's cut as well.
Still 2 minutes to go, so he certainly has a chance of ending it yet. I'm sure Christie's head hasn't cleared at this stage. He's taken a tremendous right hand over the top, and his eyes are still looking very glazed.
Well, for a man who hasn't fought since April, that defeat against Mike McCallum, Watson really has come out looking very sharp.
There also looks to be a graze over Errol Christie's left eye, and he still hasn't shaken the effects of that punch. There's no question about that.
Yeah, it's just a little. Yeah, it's about 1/4 of an inch over the left eye, sort of more on the forehead than anything else on the eyebrow. On the forehead, that cut, just a little nick.
Watson's he's coming forward now because he feels he's going to let his chance slip, and he's not the greatest at coming forward, as we saw against Mike McCallum in the world title fight, where he had to come forward. But he's been very effective tonight with that right hand. Incredible shot.
Denderende opening van Watson. De verdediging is toch redelijk dicht.
Watson's loading up. He should be picking the shots a bit more. He's trying to load. He's excited about this, obviously. And it's a good start to this middleweight. Fabulous start. Christie came back with a good left hook there.
Good opening round for Michael Watson. I'm glad we've re-established contact with Jimmy Mack now. Jim, how did you see that round?
Well, it's a good round for Michael Watson, obviously. He got through very early, and I'm surprised Christie got through the round, actually. He was a solid right hand, and full credit to his conditioning that he has got through it, because
this right hand straight over the top.
It's a blasting shot.
Well, I gather you're still having problems with Jim McDonald's mic. We'll try and solve it again. Get a new piece of chewing gum, stick it in the business. So.
Yeah, Watson's come out with a vengeance again. He wants to end this fight quickly. He's been told in his corner that Christie is badly hurt and to get it over and done with, because he has to look exciting tonight. He's going to be fighting the winner of tonight's big fight if he wins this fight. And he wants to look good in doing it. Really knockout blows. Every one of these shots are tremendous power. Tremendously powerful shots. And it's a game of chess out there at the moment. They're both trying to slip shots and get inside and unload.
Now Watson looking still intensely purposeful, and Barry was absolutely right about Christie's durability, but he did do well to get through that first round.
Yeah, he did indeed, and he's coming back well.
If he gets into any sort of rhythm, he's got a shot, Christie.
He certainly has got a good shot.
He might provide Watson with 1 or 2 problems.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's shaking again now. He was hit with a good solid left and his legs dipped a bit, so he looked, he was like he was hurt just about 10 seconds back. Now, that's another solid right and left uppercut. It's a good shot. Christie's doing well to get through this onslaught. It's a very good performance so far from Michael Watson. When you think that he's been out of the ring for 6 months, his timing has been perfect.
Well, precisely. Just 2 fights in the last 18 months. The win against Nigel Benn, the defeat against Mike McCallum. And he really needs this win.
It's a good right hand again. He keeps hitting Christie with that right hand. He's always been susceptible to that overarm right. And again, we see him blinking and looking at his corner. He's distressed. There's no question about that. Yes, he's in big trouble.
Look at the right start of the damage. Oh, the legs have gone. The legs suddenly, from muscle, turn to 2 sticks of licorice.
Look at his eyes, Dave. His eyes are all glazed,
yeah.
Very badly glazed and doubled in size. Come back with a good right hand himself there.
Courage alone keeping Christie going now. The Coventry boy really in desperate trouble. A lot of the coordination seems to have gone too, but still trying to get that jab working inside the last 30 now.
That's what happens when you get hit with a solid punch. The old black box, as they say, the control box goes haywire, and all your legs start going, your movement is all impaired, and your vision is impaired. So it's he'll do well to get through.
Well, a lot of people wondered how much that Mike McCallum defeat would have taken out of Michael Watson. The answer at the moment would seem to be not a lot. And Watson cut now underneath the left eye, right at the end of that round. Well, I gather we can hear Jim now. Jim, say something. Oh, hello.
Good to be that. I don't know what the main event's going to be like, but this has been a cracker for me so far. Absolutely on both sides. Watson's come out full of vengeance and trying to get it over very early. And Christie's done well to still be there after 2 rounds, to be quite honest with you. I don't know how he's feeling in himself, but there must be a lot of cobwebs in his leg rights now. This is a real, you know, 2 class fighters, and, you know, a lot of people say we've seen the best of Errol Christie, and Watson wants to come back with a bang, and he's very nearly done that tonight.
Barry, we've seen Errol Christie wobble alarmingly a couple of times already in this fight, but Michael Watson has not yet been able to land the final punch.
Yeah, that's right. But let's give Christie a bit of credit. He's got his great ability to slip punches, and he's a very talented mover himself. So Watson has been nicked underneath the right eye, and he hasn't quite hit him with that big bomb yet. But it's coming, believe me.
Let's not forget, you know, Watson's a good puncher from middleweight and very, very strong as well. So Christie's really put on the line tonight, so he's got to pull out his best form.
Round 3, we're scheduled for 10. Surprised if it goes that long. Christie down in the first. Good boy, and Rocky in the third.
Another right
and
hand.
clinging on desperately.
Another right hand. Superb right hand from Watson. That right hand has been devastating. Another one again, and I really don't feel this fight's going to go much further. John Coyle's taking a close look at Christie. He's still badly shaken. Look at his eyes. He's hit him with the elbow.
Oh, right hand again, and he's gone.
This is the end of the fight, Dave. The referee's not going to let it continue.
No. That's it. It's all over. It's got to be all over. No. He says he beat the count, but John Coyle says enough is enough. And that, I think, might well be the last time we ever see Errol Christie in a professional boxing ring. In a funny sort of way, Jim, I hope that he does now, if you like, take the hint and call it a day.
Yeah, you know, it's very, very sad to see such a talent like Errol Christie finish like that, obviously, but I'm sure that'll be the right decision.
Michael Watson then, back with a vengeance, Barry.
Absolutely sparkling performance. He done everything that was asked of him. He's come back after 6 months out of the ring. And what about that for a performance? Absolutely breathtaking. Tremendous right hand over the top to finish the fight. And he's in there with the winner of tonight's big fight.
Errol Christie, well, he had the chance tonight to really re-establish himself at the very top of the tree, but Michael Watson, despite the fact that this was his first outing since the McCallum knockout loss in April, proves that he is still very much a force to be reckoned with in the middleweight division. So, a cracking start to this championship, this World Championship evening of boxing at the NEC. What we're going to do is take a short pause. Don't go too far away, because we'll be right back.
Errol Christie.